If you were to make your own golden trio, who would your golden trio
Do you think being a muggle born, and I think we've had this conversation, do you go into the academics?
Welcome back, witches, wizards, and muggles, to Squibscorner. I am Jeremiah.
And I'm Andrew, and today we're doing a little special Squibler episode for all the listeners out there.
Yeah, I thought this one would be fun. I originally wanted to put it on as pre-show chatter, but I thought it might run a little long for that. So I guess we'll just go ahead and get right into it. So we've reviewed books 1 and 2, The Sorcerer's Stone, The Chamber of Secrets. We're now on the third book. So just thinking about the first and second book, this is a 3-part question, and you could add more to it if you want. So there's the Golden Trio, right? And then Draco's got his gang. So if you were to make your own Golden Trio, you don't have to pick one of the Golden Trios. You put everybody in it yourself. From books 1 and 2, who would your Golden Trio be? And I'm talking about people that you would hang out with, get along, not like the dream team type thing, like something realistic, people that you would get along with, right? Because a lot of people go, obviously, Harry, Hermione, and Ron, but
yeah, it's hard to change that.
Like just your core friend group. Yeah.
You know, so from what we know of them from books 1 and 2, you know, I think Hermione still makes the cut.
Yeah.
Because I think Harry and Hermione, they're both, you know, raised in the Muggle world. And honestly, you know, if we're going back 20 years, Harry and Hermione should have ended up together. And even J.K. Rowling has, you know, said that in interviews that it makes sense for them to be together. But in her writing, she wasn't going to settle for that. So anyway, I think it's Harry. Honestly, it would be Harry, Hermione, and Dean, because Dean.
Well, let's say you're going to school and you needed to make friends and you needed 3 or 4 friends for your group circle.
Yeah. No, Hermione, because I think they've got something between them and she's smart. So like in chiropractic school, we had study groups and, you know, you wanted competent people to be there. And then you also had, so there were some very, very smart girls that I was in my study group, a lot of smart guys in my study group. But I think me personally, Dean Thomas would be my third, who's also Muggle born, athletic, you know, obviously loves soccer, but you know, if it wasn't Ron, you know, he didn't sit with Ron in the first day, you know, I think it could have been, I think Dean would have been a good option as well. But it's good that Ron is there because obviously he knows all about the wizarding community, the wizarding world. But because we don't know, like books 1 and 2.
Yeah, there's not a lot to choose.
Ginny, in their own year, because it makes sense that it would be in their own year. We don't get much talk about other Gryffindor girls. We obviously know they exist, but we don't know.
Well, we don't get much talk about Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw. Right now, it's just Gryffindor and Slytherin.
Well, and I don't think that he would be. I don't think you would have a truly cohesive trio if they're all in different houses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they can't be in the common room hanging out late. You know, that's. Yeah, I think just through books 1 and 2, you got to stay in house. And so if it's not Harry, Ron, and Hermione, it's Harry, Hermione, and Dean. I think would be a fun one.
So that would be the group that you would want to hang out with.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go with Hermione for the same exact reason that you said.
Yeah.
I always had study groups, and you had to have at least one smart person in there to do most of the work.
I need people smarter than me in those study groups, baby. Like, I can hold my own, but...
Yeah. She seems like she'd be a cool person to hang out with. And Neville would also be in my group because we could just walk around forgetting everything that we're doing. So that'd be a great time, you know. And
yeah, there's no way. Relatable. Yeah, there's no way Neville could be in my group. It would be, it would just feel like too much goes wrong with Neville, right?
Yeah,
I don't care about some things, but it's like every scene that he's in, something
yeah,
is going
yeah,
wrong. So that would it's not his characters in 1 and 2. Now, you want to talk about a great character arc?
yeah, exactly.
Neville, baby. Neville.
Well, well, my
But
third choice, as of books 1 and 2, it would change later. Ron, because I think he's great in books 1 and 2. As we go forward, his attitude kind of changes a little bit. He's still a great character, but as far as like friendship goes, I think I don't know. Right
I
now,
mean,
right now he's fun. He's kind of clueless, but he's also pretty smart.
well,
And
here's
I
the
think,
great thing about Ron. He proves himself
yeah,
in book 1. He proves himself with the chess match. Book 2, he proves himself by going into the Chamber of Secrets where Slytherin's monster is.
yeah,
And book 3, at the end of book 3, dude's
yeah,
got a broken leg and is in agonizing pain. And still, when Sirius Black, a known murderer, is coming at Harry, Ron is still like, you got to come through me, right? So
yeah,
Ron,
yeah,
that's why I say, like, knowing what we know,
yeah.
how do you replace Ron? We,
Yeah, and it's like Ron's the friend that you're always going to have that friend. Like he may go through rough times, but he'll be there. He'll be
yeah,
there. All right.
yeah.
So the second part of this is, what's your favorite classes?
It would have to be Defense Against the Dark Arts, Transfiguration, Charms, easily. The ones where you're doing magic,
Yeah,
right? Ones where you're doing magic. That has got to be really. I think from what we see in books 1 and books 2, charm seems like it's the funnest thing. Okay, we're gonna make things float. We're
right.
gonna make things soar. Transfiguration. Okay, we're gonna turn this thing into this thing, and then we don't really get in book 1. We don't really get many of Quirrell's classes, and then in book 2, the only Defense Against the Dark Arts, you know, Defense Against the Dark Arts doesn't get good until book 3, right? They actually start doing things. So
Yeah.
Charm seems like it would be the best Transfiguration than Defense Against the Dark Arts.
Okay.
Easily.
Yeah, my three: Charms, Transfiguration, and Flying Class. I'm not sure if it's Flying Class or Flying Lessons,
Yeah,
but I think that would be very fun because when I got into college, I always had an elective, and it was some sort of weight training or something like that, or dance or
sure.
something. So I think, and who doesn't want to fly around on a broomstick?
Yeah, we only get it book 1. So it's almost like, and it was just with first years. It wasn't
Yeah,
with, any other years. So there's really no indication that they don't talk about any other sport. So we don't know, is there a PE class in at Hogwarts? And
yeah,
we don't see it on the schedules ever. So, and then the flying class takes place one time. It wasn't multiple times throughout
yeah,
book 1. It was just the one time. So, yeah, while that would be fun, yeah.
yeah.
Is it a class? I don't
I
know.
don't. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. And that brings me into the third one. So I would take flying lessons, but would you play Quidditch?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm not so.
I I think that the rules of the point system is dumb, right? I think the point system is dumb. But oh my gosh. Like if there was no seeker, like if that position didn't exist and it was chasers and beaters and
Yeah,
keepers and you had more people doing that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Cuz it's mirrored after um it's mirrored after soccer, right? So you have one keeper and then you got the defenders and then you've got the offense, trying to score. So it's a air version of soccer. But yeah, it would be fun, especially if it's like I say, I grew up very athletic. I'm still
Okay, yeah.
what I would call 40-year-old athletic. And
Okay, you play golf.
so, well, I play golf. We do ultimate frisbee. I go running. I lift every now and then, not as much as I should, but I've got some exercise equipment at home. I'll do dips and just different things like that. I'm one of those that I can play any sport right now, and you'd be like, oh, he played a little bit of this when he grew up. I'm just kind of
Natural,
a
yeah.
I'm just kind of a jack of all sports.
Yeah.
Before I was 10, I had played basketball, I had played soccer, I had played baseball, I had played,
Jeez.
done gymnastics. We grew up with a ping pong table. I
Yes, I
played
love ping
tennis.
pong.
So like it's just one of those. My hand-eye coordination is great. I don't want to sound like I'm bragging, but you've met these people, right?
I've known these people, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just one of those guys that where it's like, okay, let's go play this. You give me a couple hours playing it, and then I might be
Yeah.
able to beat an average player at that sport.
Off subject, the first time I ever played Guitar Hero, I played it for 3 hours until my hand-eye coordination got good enough to be able to do anything like on. I felt so stupid. I was like, I cannot do this.
I've never played Guitar Hero. I've seen Guitar Hero, but I've never played it.
Yeah, I can still pick it up and do it. I hardly ever play it, but
I
so
never got I never got into video games. I played when Nintendo 64 came out, I played Mario 007, Zelda Ocarina of Time. Like that was big time. And then when the Xbox came out, my older brother and I got really big into Tiger Woods 2K6. I don't remember which one. But the greatest video game ever made is that virtual reality video game where you have like the two lightsabers
I haven't
and the
played that.
music's
I've seen it.
bro,
I've seen it.
the
I've seen
music
it.
starts playing and you have to like
Yeah.
swipe the blocks. That is the most fun. I haven't played it in years, but that is like the greatest video game of all times.
Virtual reality gives me motion sickness. So we went to this Titanic Museum up in Colorado,
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
had at the end of the tour, you put on virtual reality goggles and you kind of like walking through the ship and everything. But there's one point where it's just kind of, I think you're in the
yeah,
submarine and it just kind of goes and goes, and I can hear Noah like, oh, oh, oh. And the guy is kind
yeah,
of holding on to him, and I'm bracing my
yeah,
feet because I
yeah,
feel like I'm gonna fall. And I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. Virtual reality
yeah.
does that to me. And I'm telling
Yeah,
my
for
kid, calm
that.
down. It happens to
Yeah,
me
yeah, yeah,
too.
yeah. For
Yeah.
that video game, you don't walk. You're just standing there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
just see those. But there are some rides that have what's called 4D
Yeah. I can barely do those too.
where
Yeah.
the seat is moving. So like even in Hogwarts Castle,
Yeah.
when you're doing that thing, there's some like you're watching a screen and you're also moving and I'm like, I don't like that.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, when I play Quidditch, I'm not sure. I'm not a big sports guy. I did track growing up. I played flag football for a little bit, but because of my ADHD, I was like, they're like, oh, Fleet Flicker 22 on 3. I'm like, well, I don't know what that is, or this is what it is. You're going to have to tell me every single time because you're just
Yes.
talking. I can't
Yes.
remember that stuff.
Yeah.
I played basketball, and then I tried out in high school, and I think it was high school. I got cut, and I was like, all right, I'm not that good, I guess.
Yeah, like okay.
Yeah, well, track. I was like in my school when I did it. I was one of the best track people that the school had. And then I got into high school and tried track, and I was like, oh, that school just wasn't very good at track.
Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
So I went from thinking I was really good to
Yeah.
I'm on the bottom now. But I don't know. Quidditch, it sounds different. You're up in the air, you're flying, you're in the wind.
What an exhilarating. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I think I would at least try it. I would at least try it, see if I liked
yeah.
it. And if I didn't like it, I didn't like it. If I do, I do. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's my answer for that. Do
I'm
you have any questions or any?
no, let's see. Number one, I was thinking, I'm also very competitive by nature.
Mhm.
Um when it comes to sports. When it comes to life, I'm not competitive at all.
Yeah.
If a 19-year-old came to me right now, they're like, "Oh, I made $1 million last year." I'm like, "Oh, dude, that's awesome. Great. How'd you do that? That's sweet. Good for
Yeah.
you." I would never be like, "Oh, well, I could do it if I really wanted to," not like that. But, it's like I'll play, if you go on chess.com, I play chess a lot. My 10-year-old son, he's getting big into chess, and we play chess a lot. So I'll try to play at least 1 or 2 games a day. And if I lose a game of chess, because you can play 10-minute games, I'll immediately be like, okay, another game.
Yeah.
Another game. I don't like this. I don't like this. Let's see. Questions from
First and
books
second
one.
book. Like
Yeah, first and
put yourself in the castle. What are we trying to do? What are we trying to do?
Here's my question. Do you think, being a muggle born, and I think we've had this conversation, do you go into the academics with the same lackadaisical attitude that Harry has? Right? It
I
doesn't
think I'd be more
seem.
excited.
Yeah, like I think
Yeah.
like
Like
I
you and I
would
going there
be
right now, right this minute. We'd be super
right
excited.
now. Be
Somebody
super
that's been
stoked.
doing this type of stuff, they're like, oh,
Yeah,
I
like
already kind of know this.
I can see why Ron is like, whatever. His brothers went. He probably had friends growing up, which is also something that I find very interesting, and it's interesting to me that we don't see any of the first years. They don't know any of the other first years,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the magical community's got to be a very tight knit, small community.
You
You'd
would think,
think
yeah.
that you'd think they would have met other wizarding families, but they all see each other for the first time, and they're introducing themselves. Like, you guys have never met at any function ever.
Well, we do learn that there's several schools, so the magical community's got to be bigger than what we're thinking.
Yeah,
But there's not
yeah,
as many schools as like what we have,
sure,
So
sure, 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 sure.
yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I often wondered about that. Like, how are they? Like, yes, they're not going to Hogwarts until they're 11, but there's got to be something outside of Hogwarts where wizarding kids get together.
Yeah. I guess
And
I guess I'll go out. I'll go out for one more. We'll do one more, then we'll just kind of end it. I just thought this was a little fun thing to do.
yeah,
Okay, you're in Hogwarts. You're taking classes. What teachers do you like?
I mean, I think you'll love Flitwick, right? I
Especially
think you'll.
standing on the books. You're like, is he standing on the books?
Yeah, I
I think
think
he's
you'll
standing on the
love
books.
Flitwick. I don't mind Professor McGonagall because she's fair,
She's fair,
right?
but there's no goofing off. There's no
She's
like getting
fair. Yeah,
distracted
you
in
know
her
what you're
class.
getting
So
into,
yeah,
but
yeah,
you also know like if you pay attention, you're going to learn some stuff. So,
yeah.
when I was in chiropractic school, there was this professor, Dr. McCoy, and he was the hardest professor there. He knew it, everyone else knew it, and he had 3 classes later in in the curriculum. So, um let's see, chiropractic school is 14 quarters if you go full time, and you don't take his until like 11, 12, 13. And we called one of his classes the doctor maker because so many people failed it.
Oh,
And I did not fail it, just putting that out there.
yeah. Your
um,
competitive streak. You had to be the one.
I I did fail 2 classes in chiropractic school. I failed my first pathophysiology class, and then I failed one of my X-ray classes.
Yeah, I did. There's a lot. There's a lot to
Yeah,
remember. Yeah.
but anyway, so you have to retake them, and I took them again and smoked them. And anyway, but when you talk to people that took Dr. McCoy's class, they'll say that his class was the most important class that they took,
Nice.
right? Because you learn all of these things, and then he makes you think like a doctor.
Yeah, that's
This
good.
person comes. So that's why I think Flitwick people love, because he seems, he's giving people 117% on tests, right?
Well,
And
it's
then you've got,
also like he tells you don't put your wand in your back pocket. And he's telling you practical
yeah,
things that
yeah,
because there's a lot of times you go to school and you're like, what was the point on that? Like
yeah,
I could probably name off so much that I learned in school that I don't
yeah.
remember. I've never
Sure,
used, and
sure.
yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. We don't know enough about Quirrell to appreciate Quirrell. Nobody liked Lockhart as a professor. They liked Professor Lockhart for who he was before he was a professor.
Professor
Oh,
Lockhart's class would be the class that you go to and you're like, oh, cool. I kind of got a free class here. I
I
can goof
kind of have
off
a
and
free class here.
relax a
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
he's going to be talking about himself the whole time.
Yeah. I love history. Like, I love history, but I hate it when history professors are like, what was the exact date? What was the exact city? What was the exact person? It's like, no, no, no. I want to memorize all of this, conceptually. Like,
Yeah.
okay, in 1940, 1941, this country did this to this country. And this is kind of what happened with it. So when we read the history of magic, Professor Ben strolling on, which I would not be able to handle. I would
No,
hate
no.
that so much.
I had a teacher like him, straight out of the book. She taught. Once I found that out, I quit going to class.
Oh,
I just missed the class assignment. I still
yeah.
passed it with like a B.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And it still frustrates me that we have 7 years, well, 6 years of Hogwarts, and we're only introduced to a few classes,
yeah.
like not many classes. And so that seems, I get that it's a wizarding school. So you want to build off of defense against the dark arts. You want to build on
Yep.
transfiguration and charms. But it's like, oh, well, now we have muggle studies. Oh, we've got ancient runes. Oh, and we've got divination, care of magical creatures. But outside, herbology,
Uh,
you know,
what about
okay.
Snape? Are you liking Snape? You going to
Of
school?
course
You
you
liking Snape?
no, only the Slytherins. Now here's the thing. I think if you're a Ravenclaw or a Hufflepuff, you don't mind Snape. Snape is another McGonagall.
Yeah.
Firm but
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah. I don't think I mind him.
Yeah, I don't think I'd mind him, because you know that you're gonna get a great education if you pay attention.
Yeah.
But then we're seeing Snape in the Harry Potter era, which
Yeah.
obviously triggers Snape,
Yep.
obviously affects him, and we don't know if any of the older years have Death Eater families.
Yeah. There's a
So
lot.
we've got Drake,
There's a
we've
lot that
got
goes into it. Yeah.
yeah, we've got Draco, and we've got Crab, and we've got Goyle, and so now
Yeah.
Snape is not only very for them and has to put on the show in front of them, but hates Harry, and so yeah.
So okay. Let's go top three teachers.
Out of books 1 and 2,
Yeah, for you. Top three teachers in your opinion. Like you're looking forward to going to their classes because you like the teachers.
I mean, as far as, I think it would easily be, I would love McGonagall, I would love Sprout, and I would love Flitwick.
So, yeah, I'm thinking so too.
Yeah, I would
Sprout's
enjoy
class would
those.
be like you're outside, you're getting some fresh or dirty or it depends on how you look
Well,
at
because
fresh air, I
we
guess.
don't see them taking notes in books 1 and book 2.
Yeah.
They're just all hands on. They're just, hey, we're
Harry
gonna go do
tries to
some
take
gardening.
notes. He tries to take notes and
In
gets yelled at.
herbology?
No,
No, no,
no,
no.
no,
In
no.
herbology.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying. In herbology? No, let's go to the greenhouse and just mess around with some mandrakes.
Let's just
Okay,
chill.
cool. Yeah. So that'd be like, yeah, great.
Yeah. All right, so that'll do it for this episode. I don't know if this did anything for you, but hey, it's nice to do
We had a
something
good time.
different a little bit. Try
Yeah.
to make things fun, make games out of it. If you got any suggestions for episodes about Harry Potter that we might want us to try, let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
We got our Instagram, we got the email, squibscorner@gmail.com. Search for Squibscorner, and just we'll talk to you. We'll talk to you. You got to talk to us though. We don't know who you are, Bob, Jim.
Yeah, otherwise
Brittany.
we'll just keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah. So we'll see you next time, guys, in the next chapter review, The Leaky Cauldron.
Squibscorner is hosted by Jeremiah Lobaugh and co-hosted by Andrew Beecham, myself. We would love to hear from you, so drop us a rate and review. To inquire about being a guest, or if you have questions, comments, or just want to give us your Harry Potter story, email us at squibscorner@gmail.com. To watch Harry Potter merch unboxings, follow Jeremiah's YouTube, Accio Potter Guy. Lastly, you can leave us a voice memo and follow us on Instagram at Squibscorner Podcast.